chosen, this is the Father referring to the Son, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall proclaim
Okay, so I did a
justice
video
or
on this about
righteousness or judgment to
stairs,
the
like the
nation.
staircase to heaven.
He will not quarrel, nor cry out,
And
nor
it just
will
kept
anyone
coming to
hear his
mind,
voice
and I
in
kept
the
thinking about it,
streets.
so
A
I'm doing a
battered
video
reed
about
he
it.
will not break off, and a smoldering wick he will
So
not put
I'm here
out,
in Genesis, just
until
messing
he
around with the
leads
Bible app Logos,
justice
and
or righteousness to
I ended up
victory,
coming here.
and in his name the nations will hope. That's a marvelous Old Testament passage.
All right.
And what
So
it
in the
says
very
is that
beginning,
God
on the
wants to
very
save
on the
the
very
Gentiles,
first day,
and that
on the
he's
very
going to
first
do it.
day,
It
God
begins in
created
verse 18,
the light,
it ends
and He
in
saw that it
verse
was good.
21 with the
Right?
salvation of the nation. That is
And
God's
God
purpose
said,
in the
"Let
world.
there be light," and there was
Salvation
light.
will come to the world. It will not come by a violent revolution. He's not going
See,
to
how do I
cry
grab
out
my little
in the
tracer?
streets. This isn't going to be some kind of revolution. And it's not going to come by force. Verse 20, a battered reed he will not break off, and a smoldering wick he will not put out. He's not going to take advantage of those who are
God.
weak. Salvation will come.
God.
It will come with tender compassion. And our Lord here in Matthew 12:18 says he is essentially the fulfillment of that text in Isaiah. Come to see and save.
God said,
His message was always the same. Come to me. In John 6:35, come to me and never again hunger. In John 7:37, come to me and never again thirst.
and God said,
John
"Let there be
8:12,
light."
come to me and never again walk in darkness. In John 11:25, come to me and never die, but come to me. And in our passage, it is, come to me and I will give you rest. Come and find rest. Now we understand the dictionary definition of rest. It
And
can
God
mean to
said,
cease from work.
"Let there be light."
It can mean to be free from fear or worry. It can refer to a settled or fixed condition, something at rest. It can also have reference to confidence that you rest your case. It can
And God
also
said,
mean
"Let there
to
be
depend
light."
on, to lean on.
And there
All
was
those
light, and
things. It's a word that has
God saw the light that
far-reaching
it was good.
meaning, even in
Right?
our temporal
So God saw the
understanding.
light, and that it
But
was
what does
good.
it mean
Right?
in God's vocabulary? What is he talking about here? He's
So
not
what
really
God
talking
did
about the
next
things that
is,
we assume
and
are
God
rest.
divided.
It's a synonym for salvation.
So He divided
It's
the
a
light
synonym
from the
for
darkness.
salvation.
So what could that mean?
It is the
Right?
rest that
In a
comes to the
mathematical
soul
concept.
that has been
What that
forgiven and
means
given
is
eternal
there
life.
is
That is
now,
why he calls it rest
because what
for
light
your
is it's a
souls.
frequency, right?
And we saw that, didn't we, in the text
So
that I read earlier
what
from
just
Hebrews
happened
chapter
is
4.
there
The rest that
are
the
now
writer of Hebrews is talking about
several
is
frequencies
salvation
of light.
rest. And he says that there were people in the
And
time of
what
Moses,
darkness
and there were people
is
in the time of
a
Joshua
lower
who were
resolution.
offered salvation, pictured by the promised land,
As
pictured by
described in
responding to
verse
God in
18
obedience. And the nation Israel's history, they just kept
of light.
turning it down. They kept on in their disobedience.
Okay.
They kept on in their
So He
evil,
divided
and Hebrews
the
4
light
says
from the
they
darkness.
didn't enter into rest. So the writer of Hebrews is reminding every generation since he wrote that
And the
that
light,
rest of God, the
and
salvation
God
of
called
is
the
still
light day, and He
available
called the
for
darkness,
all who
in the
will
darkness He
come
called
in
night.
faith
In the evening and the morning were the first day.
and God's
Right?
rest.
So we have this little cross here.
This salvation rest can't come
Right
through a
here.
leader, not even Moses, not even by faith.
So we're going to tap on that.
It's not a rest that you receive by works.
Between the light and darkness. Also in verse 18. So we go here.
By faith.
See that it's in verse 18.
Salvation is rest, and I'll explain more.
And we go down here to 18, right?
Revelation 14 and verse 13 we read, "And I heard a voice from heaven saying, Write, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord."
So what I'm getting at here is there literally are, in the book of John, we'll get to that, darkness. People are shrouded in darkness. There are literal levels to enlightenment, and this is what it says right here in the Bible. It's literally in the Bible. There is levels to literally understanding the truth. Great faith and little faith. I mean, that's something Jesus said as well. There's a great faith and then there's a little faith, right? It's because, like I said, there are different resolutions of light that the human mind or soul, I guess you could say, is in, according to truly the true absolute purity and truth of understanding. Okay? So here we are, right here in 16. And God made two great lights. The greater light, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And then he made the stars also. And I find that really interesting because in the book of Daniel, it explains that we will be as the stars in the sky over the people, guiding them to a greater light, in a sense, because of how day and night actually works. So basically, it's all alluding to an actual, literal dispensation of the return of Christ as the morning star. It's actually so already all done. People don't realize this. I mean, that's just another confirmation right there. Okay, so that's amazing. That's mind-blowing. Okay, so the two greater lights, one to rule the day and one to rule the night. The lesser light to rule the night. And then he made the stars also. So we're just going to go over here to John. In 1 John here. John 1. Maybe 2, 3, something like that. All things were made by him. In him was life, and the life was the light. In him was life. All things were made by him. And in him, all things were made by him. And without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and darkness comprehended it not. So the light shineth in the darkness. So as I just got done explaining to you, the light is obviously shining in the darkness. How would light be shining in the darkness and the darkness not comprehending it? because the light's not at its fullest capacity, because the soul hasn't received the fullest extent to what that light is, the mind. When I say soul, I mean it's the mind. It's the mind, okay? That is the human mind.
Sodom was destroyed in the fiery divine fury.
And we continue to go down here.
Sin of homosexuality.
He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light, right? So this is John. He was not the light, but he was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, God, and the world knew him not, because he wanted us as children of light to not be fully aware of him, but gain the comprehension of his absolute beauty and sovereignty as we continue to grow into the creature that he wants us to be at our fullest capacity. This is explained with contrast to what I just explained to you in Daniel, as the ones who were wise will return to the stars, like the stars at night, leading them to the new dawn and the morning star. The morning star. What is the morning star, guys? Come on, it's the sun. It's the sun. Son of God, right?
Now he's speaking openly. He's speaking publicly.
It's as if it's a dispensation of, our aging and waiting on him to come around and bring his lordship and produce his corn and his beans and the food and the wheat, the grass for the animals to guys, I'm not saying that the sun is God, but fortunately, the sun really is God. God is all things. He made all things. But what I'm explaining to you is ignorance is truly just a thing for us to acknowledge that we are children who look to a father to bring us the wisdom that we need to become fulfilled to our highest inheritance, which is in Jesus Christ, as we explain here in the book of John. Also, that we are continuously being conformed to the image of his Son, God, right? Jesus Christ. So, going back to what I was saying before about the whole stairway to heaven thing, I did a video on this on my YouTube channel about how these levels of each staircase, each stair pedestal, they're different levels of knowledge and inheritance, literal inheritance, because as we grow closer to understanding the fullness of what God is, Jesus Christ said that I am the way, the truth, and the life, right? And he is the light that is the light of the world, right? So as we get closer to that knowledge, we understand what we are. Do you understand what I'm saying? We are kings and priests in our fullest, the fullest knowledge that we could possibly have is to be kings and priests of God. Okay, that's what the Bible says. But and so many things consist with that, by the way, because as we've already described, God has divided the light and the darkness. So there are so many different levels of that, and also brings into the matter of
Tiny babies.
illusion, disillusion,
This is the foundation of all
confusion, and
the knowledge
all
that
types of
what is
things
going to
that
happen is
the wise ones are capable of doing
God.
because of the law,
1 Corinthians
um,
1.
being able to submit creatures of arrogance to such things in order to,
The word of the cross
you know,
is
um,
foolishness
envelop
to
such
those
suffering
who are perishing.
into a
Those who are in the category of the
man
perishing find the message
so
of the
that
cross and the gospel foolish.
establishment
Those
will be
who are in the
found in
category
them
of the saved
to stand on
find
the only
the
thing
power
that
of God.
is. Do you understand what I'm
So it
saying?
really,
It's
your
love. It's
responsibility
tough
depends on
love.
what
It's
group
what it
you're
really
in.
is.
If you're in the perishing, it's foolishness. If you're in the being saved group, it's the
So,
power of God.
I think that's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, we can go look at Daniel real quick here.
Man on his own
I
wisdom,
just kind of want to
verse
go over
19,
that. I'm glad I got that
practice
established.
salvation
And that's
truth.
there.
I will destroy
12,
the wisdom of the wise, and the cleverness of the clever I will set aside. Where is the wise man? Where is the
12,
scribe? Where is the debater of this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? For since
2.
in the wisdom of God,
And many
all
of them that
his
sleep in the dust of the earth.
did not come
Okay,
to
so
know God.
man is made of the dust, right? Shall wake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. So, what that is saying right there is that we are to wait on the morning star, the dawn of a new intellect, I guess you could say, because of what he has done in the time that he set for us to be in, to realize that we are children and that we are not to rise above him. We are to come to the conclusion that he is Lord, the one that makes things work. That's what he does. Okay. And I think it's beautiful how I can read the Bible like this.
They're not particularly wise or brilliant. They're not the rich, the mighty, the powerful.
Yeah, so I just wanted to go over that. Alrighty then.
So that no man may boast before God. Verse 31 says, if you're going to boast, you have to boast only in the Lord. Now you can go back to the text in Matthew, and you'll see the significance of the end of verse 25.